from Lucasfilm and Disney. If they had a KOTOR saga, do you think people would end up getting more into being Sith or Jedi, like how everyone has their own Hogwarts house? Yeah, absolutely. I think that's definitely a route they need to take. Mark, theory, you seen Doomcock's new video on Disney's 3 possible options. Also, what do you think about Ahsoka backstory for Mando? I think the Ahsoka backstory in the Mando would be really cool to see. I'd love to see her take Baby Yoda and retrain him. As for Doomcock's newest video, I don't watch his stuff religiously like that. It just will pop up randomly, and I'll watch for a few minutes, and that'll be it. As Mark has said in the past, Mark, would you say like some of the stuff is valid?
I don't know if some of the stuff is valid, but he has, I think, broken a few stories in the past. Like, I'm not even sure about this, but I think he was the one that did the original leaks of Kylo holding the blue lightsaber. But I don't even know if that's true or not. No?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't watch his channel enough to know, but when it does pop up, I do click sometimes, and I do watch a few minutes. And the few minutes is entertaining, but then it's like 10 minutes of the same thing, and I just kind of lose interest. And I'm like, well, it's like the WWE of YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think he's got a cool vibe going with the mask and all that stuff. And I'm not, like anti Doomcock or anything, but ultimately it's just rumors, and like it's easy to be in the business of rumors because you don't really care if you're right or wrong. And even if you're right one time out of 20, you can hang your hat on that and make yourself feel pretty good about it. I'm more in the business of legitimate journalism, just, to at least we try to be in that business. And in that business, you have to at least try to stand behind what you publish.
Right.
But, I don't think Doomcock's got those kind of, standards.
Yeah. But he's doing great for himself. So, I mean,
I think he's
hey,
doing great. His channel's a lot of fun. It's entertaining. And
it is, yeah.
we all have those rumors. Like, we all have those rumors flying around in our head. Like, I have a million Star Wars rumors in my head. Some of them that are actually even a little bit,
Legit.
semi-sourced. But you can't really talk about that stuff without knowing whether it's a fact or not. You don't want to. You don't want to spread lies.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. So and that's why I sigh and roll my eyes at that question, is because I always get asked about what I think about Doomcock. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like, look, I got nothing against Mike Zero, but what's the difference? The one's wearing a mask with a voice changer, and then the other one's not. Like, I mean,
they might even be the same person.
Yeah, maybe, dude. Maybe they're the same person. Like, I don't know. Like, that's a cool theory on itself. That's pretty dope, actually. I like Mike Zero. He's a nice guy. He was always nice to me, but as for his content, I don't know where he gets his sources. I don't know what the deal is. But the same thing with Doomcock. It's like, I don't know, man. It's just a dude who says, take everything with a grain of salt. Like, I don't know. As for George Lucas coming back, I mean, that'd be great, but I think he's done. I think he's finished.
So today, I was talking with somebody who I know for a fact knows George Lucas, has worked with George Lucas, is in George Lucas's circle, and he and I were chatting, and he asked me if I knew anything about George Lucas back Star Wars and if those rumors were true. Now, the fact that he asked me about it leads me to believe that he didn't hear it from anybody other than like the news, so he didn't hear it from George or anything. But the fact that he brought it up to me today was a little bit like, what? Did you just really bring that up to me today? And you can ask my buddy Dennis Zen that was there with me. I said, do you know something that I don't? Do you want to give me a leak? And then he said, oh, no, I don't know anything. I was just asking. So maybe there's something to it.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But I have no idea.
Dude, maybe Doomcock is our Lord and Savior after all.
I think George is not coming back. I think George is retired, doing cool stuff with his family, you know, living the life. I don't think he's coming back to a full time Star Wars role. That's my opinion. That's complete opinion.
I'd love it if he did. Everyone knows that there's no one that would be happier than me and Mark if George came back. But yeah, I think he's doing bigger things now. I don't know about bigger things, but he's, making that $4 billion museum in LA
Right. Right. Oh, that's
where
right.
that
He
looks
is
like
doing that.
Padme's ship. Yeah,
Yeah. I don't think he's coming back. I don't think he's coming back.
it'd be cool if he does. We'll see. Hey, I guess we'll see. Okay. Wow, you guys sent a lot of messages here. Okay, so did you know the Titanic was sunk not because of an iceberg, but because the World War II Japanese Imperial Navy rammed it with an aircraft carrier submarine and invaded it with Japanese Marines, and Banzai charged everyone on board?
I
Oh,
did. I did not know that.
did not know that. Mando Season 2 trailer dropping this month. Excited. Maybe it'll drop tomorrow. That'd be cool. Should a lightsaber tennis video be created? Yeah. Okay. Sending good vibes from Arizona. Love the show. Thank you, man. AZ is Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know my United States accent. I'd be happy if Disney said the prequels never existed. Canon? What? Forget time travel or multiple universe crap. Just wash your hands and be done. Start over. I'd be happy if Disney said the prequels never existed. Canon? The prequels? It's treason then, dude. The Price is Right review says Star Wars nerds. What up? Since this is a Rule of Two stream, I have a curious question. Who would be perfect to play Darth Bane if they told his story? Oh, we
We
did. We talked about this already. Yeah.
yeah, we've been through
Um,
that.
Dave
What do
Bautista would be good.
yeah, Batista. We had a
Or
bunch of
Tom Hardy,
people.
you said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tom Hardy was my choice. That's right. Tom Hardy.
Yeah. Release the Lucas cut. That's a topic story if I missed some stuff. Oh, like the 4-hour Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, dude, I bet you it's like 20 hours with all the extra footage and stuff he has. I mean, oh, I meant sequels. Okay, right. Yeah. Anti-Doomcock, lol, please say it again. There you go. No, I'm not anti-Doomcock. Oh, wait. That's what Mark said. No, he's not. He's not. Neither of us are.
Yeah, who said
I
anything about
pretend.
Anthony? He's a
Yeah.
YouTuber.
The
He's
YouTuber, man.
a YouTuber having some fun, and he has some interesting things to say. What's
I
anti about
pretend.
that?
Yeah, I pretend the sequels do not exist. Yeah, I actually do now, too. Harrison Plot. Thank you. What's up, guys? Just noticed today watching Rogue One. Did you ever catch the Harrison Dula reference in that movie? Blew my mind. Yeah. The ship? When they were entering Scarif? The ghost. May the force be with you. May the force be with you too, man. Thank you, Aiden. Wesley. He never says it's a fact. That's not what I'm talking about. You just jump to that conclusion. He says there is a rumor about the retcon, so my point was a question. What do you think the future of the sequel is? Oh, I'm sorry if I jumped to a conclusion there. Uh, what do I think the future of the sequels is? I don't really think there is all that much of a future. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of done, right? And they're going to move on.
I think it's
I
done. Yeah.
think I think their point was to end the Skywalker saga so that they can make their own stuff, and they were very successful in ending it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they ended it.
Doom,
They ended it.
yeah, they
Yeah,
killed it.
they finished it off. They
Yeah,
definitely finished it off.
they definitely finished it off. Doomcock is infamous for peddling rumors and provoking outrage. He's definitely not your lord and savior. Yeah, look, man, enough talk about Doomcock. I got nothing to say about him. He's entertaining. He's killing the game in his own world, and more power to him. So that's the end of that. Think Henry Cavill would make a badass Darth Bane?
Um, I've never heard that one before. You know what? I actually do think he'd be good as Darth Bane. Like if they would cast him as Darth Bane, I'd be open to it. Not a bad, good call out. Whoever made that call out, good call out.
Maybe,
Interesting.
maybe. What's one thing you want to see going forwards, Mark? I put this on my Twitter the other day.
Um, that's a good question, man. Because there's like at this point I have
Movie, game, show, whatever.
because at this point I kind of have Stockholm syndrome, and like anything that's even remotely good feels like a glorious gift. Like a delicious drink of thirst quenching water.
It's like when you're in the desert and you get a little bit of like dirty
Yeah,
water, and you're just like, oh my God,
yeah, yeah.
thank you so
So
much.
so that being said, if I were to remove that from my brain and just what do I want to see? I
Let's
want to
say,
see I want to see a friggin' sequel to Return of the Jedi. That's what I want to see, dude. I want to see sequel to Return of the Jedi. If you're asking me what I want.
yeah, me too. That's what I thought we were gonna get. But so you were saying the Obi-Wan show was gonna be kind of like The Force Awakens in the sense that Obi-Wan shows up at the very end for like 2 seconds.
That was a very substantial. It's a rumor and not an official thing, but that was heavily substantiated by several people that I know inside the Star Wars community that
Mm,
said that that was the direction of the show, and that eventually they realized that that was a bad direction. So they literally scrapped 4 scripts. It was 4 scripts, as far as I know. They scrapped the
yeah,
4 scripts and they're starting over again. That's
right.
what that's what I heard.
Do you know who's behind it? Is John Favreau behind it?
Behind the scrapping,
No, behind. Yeah, I'm behind the whole
behind the
behind the
scrapping,
show.
no, behind the show. I forget who the showrunner was, but it's not John Favreau. It's actually a lady that worked on Obi Wan was part of the show.
Or on Mando, Deborah Chow is the director.
I'm sorry, yeah, yeah, yeah. Deborah Chow, who worked on Mando, was also working on Obi Wan. I know that she was heavily involved. I think the script had been around for a while. Not sure who did the script, but the rumor is that the person that put the kibosh on it was Feige.
Oh,
Look, this is a rumor for you guys, and look, maybe we're not screaming with a mask on our face, but the rumor that I've heard is that Kathleen Kennedy is not really doing anything in LucasArts. That's the rumor I've heard. That they're just waiting for the right time to make the announcement. But that
that'd be nice, dude. I mean, she's done a lot for filmmaking, but I don't think she's done a lot of good for Star Wars.
She's an incredible filmmaker. I've always said you can't tell the story of Hollywood without her. But yeah, the Star Wars experiment I think has been a bit of a failure, and but again, it's only a rumor
Yeah,
that she is no longer involved in Star Wars.
yeah. Well, going to a dating coach, be like, good, a powerful simp you will become. Keanu as Revan? I hope so. Right? Throw out the trash. Yeah, they're gonna give Rey Skywalker DNA or some crap. You see cartoonist critique on Rise of the Skywalker. It's funny. No, I haven't seen that. I'll check it out after this. Would you want an R-rated Star Wars movie? Um, I just want a good Star Wars movie. That's all. Make it G, make it R, make it whatever, 14A. I don't care. But I do think with
What's 14A?
you don't have that in the States?
No, what is that?
Yeah, we got G, PG, PG-13, 14A is 14 and up,
Okay,
18A which is 18 and up, and then R which is restricted.
cool.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid to have 14 and A when there's PG-13. It's like 1 year later. It's like, what the hell?
Right.
Yeah. I just
Right.
remember when I was a kid, I'd be like, yeah, I can see 14A movies. And it would have like the caution symbol with like the 14A on it. I was like, yeah, badass. Um, Remember when the prequels were hated and Lucas ruined my childhood? Stupidity was common. Yeah, that's what us sequel fans are feeling right now. Sad. Um, I disagree because the sequels are very inconsistent with Star Wars. They're inconsistent with themselves, and they're inconsistent with the first 6 movies, which were the heart of Star Wars. And I feel like the people that went on to make them didn't really stay true to that story from the maker himself, which was George Lucas. So the only reason people from the originals felt that the prequels ruined their childhood, I think, is because of Jar Jar. But 20
Because of
years
Obi
later,
Wan. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
but because of but 20 years later, I mean, everyone loves the prequels, at least most people do. And like this whole kind of religion around prequel memes and all that, it's funny, but at the same time, it's like I feel like the people who just kind of make prequel memes are kids who kind of grew up with the sequels. And it's great that they can love the prequels, but at the end of the day, it's people that grew up with the prequels that were around before prequel memes existed and loved the prequels before memes of any sorts were around. And they loved it for the story and the story that it told and the fact that it was so true to Star Wars. And I think that correlates with today with how the sequels. Actually, I don't think it correlates to today with how the sequels are viewed because the sequels just are disjointed in and of themselves and in and of 9 films. Mark, what do you think?
What was the question again?
He basically says the reason back in the day when people hated the prequels and they said George Lucas ruined my childhood because of the prequels. That's how a lot of sequel fans feel today because people are saying, "Oh, the sequels ruined my childhood."
Well, look, I think he's got a point. There's definitely a point there, right? Like you always look at history, sort of answer questions about the
Hmm.
future or about whatever.
Hmm.
I think that one big point that he's not acknowledging there that I think is very important is that the prequels were disliked by a very specific demographic. They were disliked by people that had grown up with the original trilogy, and then the prequels didn't sort of fit their expectation, whilst an entire new audience of Star Wars fans didn't have those same nostalgic, uh, uh, chains of the original trilogy, and were able to look at the prequels as their Star Wars, and they absolutely loved the prequels. My nephews, for example. Now,
Yeah.
you can say the same thing is true about the current generation. That, oh, okay, there is a new generation of fans that absolutely don't have the shackles of the original trilogy or the prequels, but absolutely love the sequels. However, here's where the great uh, like issue is with the sequels, that the sequels weren't made for kids in the same way that the prequels and the original trilogy were made for quote unquote kids. Sequels were made for the people that loved the original trilogy and to give them a kind of a redemption against the prequels. At least The Force Awakens, you can definitely pin that on. And I think that that's a very different formula than you had for the trilogy and the prequel. So what you end up with is a subsect of the audience that's really into the sequels because they feel like it redeems the prequels, but it doesn't really do anything other than say I'm sorry. Isn't this more like the Star Wars you love? If it is, give me feedback and we'll keep doing it more like this. And then they got a lot of backlash from the people that saw Star Wars differently, and then they didn't know what to do. And that's what happens when you placate to an audience instead of staying true to a creative vision. You know what I'm saying? And like,
Yeah.
so anyway, that's my thought on that. I've talked about this a lot, and I don't
It
want to
was very
bash.
well said. Yeah.
I don't want to bash the sequels because I
No,
respect.
we never bash the sequels. We just give our takes on it. And if people want to say that we bash it, well, then that's their opinion. I mean, we can talk about whatever we want to talk about in our own opinions. That doesn't mean we're bashing it.
Yeah, because look, I respect people that love the sequels, and more power to them. Like the movie, man.
Sure.
It's like, of course, you can love it,
Yeah.
but don't go and bash my movie because I don't, like give me the same respect. Like I know friends of mine that will bash me for loving the prequels and have no
Oh yeah.
real argument, or like critical cinematic arguments against them. They're just like, oh, the prequels suck and the acting is terrible. Like that's the extent of their insight. Like, no,
Yeah.
if you hate them and I like them, at least let's have the conversation. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when I was 13, there was a kid that was like, "Oh, you don't know film. You don't know acting," because I said I liked Attack of the Clones. And I was like, "Shut up, dude. Like it was a good movie. Like what the hell is wrong with you?" And it's like there were even people back then that when it came out, it was like little kids that were just like me, little teenagers that were just like, "Yeah, you don't know acting. It was bad." What I like about the prequels is that it created this subgenre of the prequel memes. And something I really enjoy about that is that you see people who grew up with the sequels, and this is what I was trying to say before, is that you see people who grew up with the sequels, and they chose the prequels as their love. Like, you can see that it's timeless in that sense. So I'm wondering if now, 20 years from now, if people who grew up with the next whatever trilogy of Star Wars, when I'm old as hell, uh,
Yeah.
if they're gonna still be, if they're gonna be like sequel memers, if that's gonna be even a thing. Anyways,
Um, Look, I think it's very possible, dude. You know, I think it's very possible. I also think that sequels are trying so hard to please so many different people at the same time that it's no longer a form of art. It's a form of product services. It's like a restaurant that is just trying to like make a menu item for everybody that comes in so that it caters to all instead of being, oh, we're an Italian restaurant, we're a Chinese restaurant, we're a sushi place. You know,
yeah,
we stand by our menu. Instead of standing by their menu, they're all over the place.
they're buffet.
Yeah, they're like a buffet, and like, you know, people love gorging at the buffet, but they always kind of regret it. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, what is that saying? It's like master of all. No, what is it? Master of none. Something.
Jack of all trades, but
Jack of all trades, but master of none, or whatever.
yeah, yeah,
Something
whatever.
like that.
But
Whatever. You know what I mean.
but anyway, look, God bless them, and I for one am pretty excited for Mandalorian season 2. You know, I thought they did a great job with that. So
That's gonna be amazing.
there
I
is
think
hope.
with
There is
Dave
hope.
behind everything, he's gonna do well. Um, Cad Bane movie, sure. Yeah, be cool. Remember when the prequels were okay, right? I read that one. What from Rise of Skywalker would you put into the DOTF script, Duel of the Fate script?
What from Rise of Skywalker? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Feel free to jump in here.
Um,
Uh,
Let me see. What did I like from Rise of Skywalker? Oh man, what did I like from Rise of Skywalker? I
See,
must
here's the
have.
thing, guys. With sorry to cut you off, Mark, but
Go ahead.
just quickly, when I saw the Rise of Skywalker, I made my video review and I was so floored by it and I was so happy with it because I was like what you said, Mark, and I didn't realize this at the time. I was so famished. I was so thirsty for anything that was remotely Star Warsy and like okay. I was traveling through the desert after The Last Jedi and I was just like all burnt and like my clothes were ripped and my skin was all like mess. I was like Anakin and I was
Right.
like 2 inches from dehydration and dying. That I get to some muddy water and I'm like, yes, this is great. And it's like now I look at it and I'm like, I don't feel the same way anymore.
Right.
Like sure, it was great compared to The Last Jedi, but what kind of a comparison is that?
Yeah, it's a look. They took our friend. Oh God, see, like we're falling into the same old trap.
That's okay, man. You know what? That's just people who want to brand us as like bashing the sequels, but I'm not gonna have my mouth shut just because people want to like label us. I can talk about whatever I want to talk about, and so can you, just like they can. So this is our show. We can talk about what we want, and if they don't want to listen, they can leave.
Yeah,
Very simple.
and it's like, look, Star Wars was a very. It went from being one of the most pure visions ever in the world of entertainment one of the most watered down, like sort of washed out visions in the entertainment world. Like it's gone through that extreme,
Yeah,
and that's a bit of a shame. And but there are so many people that I think absolutely love the movies
sure.
that there is hope that it'll come back to the way that we all kind of want it to be. And I think the Mandalorian and the Clone Wars are great examples. You know, like that's really cool. And look, I've said it on the show. I know you and I have mixed opinions on this. I'm very, very excited about Rogue Squadron's game because I want to play it in VR. You know? Oh, my
Okay.
camera died.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back.
Okay, Mark, I saw Mark's camera's gone. GG's. GG's, boys. Is it because I have Star Wars Galaxies in the background? I like. It's funny because as I'm hearing you guys talk, I hear the sound of laser fire and like explosions in the background.
Okay, so that's as best as I can do right now. There we go.
Oh, again with the.
With the.
What? What's going on? Here,
I don't
push
know.
it,
It's only yours. It only does this with
push
yours
it
for
up
some
higher.
reason.
Push it up higher, dude.
It is, yeah.
Well, take my Skype name off. There we go.
Jesus, dude. Okay. All right, we're good. Um, yeah, and that's something I always get annoyed with is like when people are like, "Oh, you bash the sequence." It's like I've never said anything rude or derogatory, or I've never sworn, or I've never just been distasteful when talking about anything regarding Star Wars. So it's like, don't clump me in that category. I'm not. I don't do that stuff. But I try to eloquently talk about it as much as I can, which I mean, I feel like I get across to the people who actually listen, and I feel like you do too. Neither of us have ever been like, "Oh, f the sequels." Like it's
Never,
no,
dude. I would never do
no,
that. I mean, there's
no.
no.
There's no
I,
reason to.
yeah, I can have my opinion about it.
Yeah,
You know, and that's my opinion. I can have an opinion that's not positive and still love them.
right, exactly. So, anyways, um, next super chat here. My safe word is cranberry juice. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for all you do, Theory. You're like my Star Wars best friend who I can turn to when things are hard. Keep up all the good work. Thanks, man. What are you laughing at?
It's just cool, man. It's cool to have that.
With the cranberry juice?
No, 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 no. It's cool to have a Star Wars best friend.
Yeah. I'll say this much with how horrendous Kathleen Kennedy or Disney made the Star Wars sequels. I hope they are. I
Okay, that's coming in hot.
coming in hot. I'll say this with how shitty the sequels. Oh, where was it? I lost it now. Okay, right. Oh, Dan from the UK. Oh, thanks, man. Okay, so the Price is Right review says, I'll say this with how horrendous Kathleen Kennedy or Disney has made the Star Wars sequels. I hope they never touch my Lord Revan. They can piss off. Yeah, well, yeah, unless, the right person touches it, like Dave Filoni. Hey, Theory, love the channel, bro. I was just wondering, I recently watched your What If Darth Maul trained Anakin and was wondering, are you going to do, like, a spin-off on it where he goes down the Jedi path with Mace? So I did something like that. It's called What If Darth Maul Was a Jedi? Go check it out. It's like 4 years old. Hey, Theory, do you read the Star Wars fanfics? Do you read Star Wars fanfics? No. Dude is rewriting sequels and putting the fanfic on audio himself. Name is Jay Say. No, I have not. I don't read Star Wars fanfics. You think we will see how Wolf and Gregor survive in the Bad Batch? That'd be interesting. How would you feel about a darker, gritty, R-rated Jedi standalone film set in the underworld? Yes. Or Nar Shaddaa? Yes, I think that would be sweet. Could you do a cartoonish reaction video for me? If you want more money, ask, why should I? Can you do a cartoonish reaction video? What do you mean? Okay. Keep losing my spot here. Y'all should contact the YouTuber Eckhart's Ladder about how the Marvel series Star Wars comics are stealing fan artwork. He has several videos about it. That's great for him. I don't know anything about that, and I don't really want to work with them for my own reasons. So the difference: the prequels were one complete and consistent story, and from the creator. The sequels weren't planned out and weren't true to the universe. I agree with that. Yeah, they were disjointed. What was that picture that popped up on the internet? It was like a beautiful picture of a horse. It was like prequels, originals, and then the last one was like a tiger with like a snake head or something. And it was like the sequels. It's like it didn't make sense. Oh, and an interesting fact: Luke in Exile, most wanting to train Jedi was part of George Lucas's concept for 7 to 9. Glad you aren't toxic like some. Right. Yeah, they were. But I don't think his plan was for Luke to die and not really have like a part in it at all. No, in Rogue One, before they're about to invade Scarif, they say over the intercom, General Syndulla, please report to briefing. Oh, I didn't remember that. That's cool. Maybe I'll rewatch it tonight. Disney killed Star Wars. They destroyed the fan base. Hardcore fans who would buy the merchandise and the new generation. F Disney for giving us Jake Skywalker. They went after the past too. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan of what they've done so far, but I do
What
like the Mando.
what did they say over the loudspeaker? Like over the intercom?
In Rogue One,
Yeah.
General Syndulla, please report to briefing,
Gotcha.
which is pretty cool. Theory, you said at some point you'd like to see more of the Old Republic. What would you want to see? What would be the most interesting to you and why? Basically, just that whole era with all the Jedi, but then also all the Sith. And I really want to see, I like the idea of the Sith infighting. It just shows how badass and vicious they are. I just feel like it would be like the prequels times 10 because there wouldn't just be two Sith or, them hiding the whole time. They'd be in plain sight and the Jedi would know about them and they would go and fight them all the time. I think that would be sweet. What would you want to see, Mark, for an Old Republic?
Um, I'd like to see in the Old Republic more. I mean, yeah, I'm like everybody else. I'd love to see the Darth Revan story, but I do feel like the Darth Revan story has kind of been told, and the best part about the Darth Revan story is the twist, right?
Right.
Like that incredible twist that I won't even say, just in case there's one listener that doesn't know what the twist is. I'm not even going to spoil it for that one listener. That's how good it is. Maybe the best twist in video game history when it comes to storytelling. So what I would like to see is kind of the world of guys like Darth Malgus, um, and guys that are like really building a Sith army against the Jedi Republic. Um, I mean, we're talking hundreds and hundreds of Sith against hundreds and hundreds of Jedi.
Yeah.
Massive, large scale wars between Jedi and Sith, I think would be like Game of Thrones on steroids. It would
Yeah.
be absolutely incredible if they embraced, the Sith homeworld of Korriban. Talked more about that the Sith isn't just a philosophy or a sect. It's also a race.
Yeah.
The Sith
The
race.
Sithari.
Um, and going deep into that, I think would be fascinating. So I'd love to see a old Republic inspired television show. I mean, I think that would be absolutely awesome.
That'd be cool. Yeah. I don't know. Man, I don't know why. Like they're sitting on a cash cow and they want to make money, obviously. So I don't know why they're not just doing all these cool things. It just blows my mind. Like, what are you doing?
I mean, look, they're trying to change the DNA of it, right? They're trying to change the DNA of what Star Wars is to become what they thought would be more acceptable and more appropriate, whatever perception they have of society. And it's just not. That's not how art works.
No.
Art doesn't work like art isn't the tail wagged by the dog. It's like that's not how art works. Art has to lead and inspire, have its own vision, and pave its own new ground. You can't make art by trying to make something that is engineered to please a bunch of different points of views, because then you're just making, you know, like whatever. I mean, you're not making art. You're making a product. You're making a service.
Yeah.
So I think Star Wars needs to embrace that and have a little courage in knowing that
Yeah.
it's okay to have a point of view.
I
It's
have a bit
not
of a conspiracy theory that their plan is to eradicate the entire George Lucas style of Star Wars so that in 10 to 20 years no one will really remember, and all that will be present is the Star Wars they've created, which isn't actually Star Wars, but no one will really know the difference because new kids will be born and a new generation.
I hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too.
I hope that theory is incorrect.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like I mean how they like push R2 out of there and C3PO out of there, and it's like all about BB-8. It's all about the new characters. Like it's not about Luke. It's not like what the hell's going on here? Like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Like, am I the only one that's like, what the hell is happening? And I just gotta like shut my mouth. Like no. Like I feel like you guys are like trying to pull a wool over our eyes and just like destroy the legacy that was George Lucas and what he created, so you can create your own stories and have your own IP of Star Wars. And it's like, why would you take 40 years of a beautiful story and planets and so many illustrious designs and concept arts, and you take that, you discard it, and you make your own planet that no one knows what the hell it is, and they've never heard of it before, so that you can create your own story and make your own books on Black Spire and all that. It's like, what? Why can't you have that plus have the old planets? Like, I just don't get it. I don't understand the process. No disrespect to the people who put the work in. Star Wars Land is very fun. It's very immersive. All that. But it just doesn't. It's not what I grew up with. There's
Right.
40 years of stuff there. Why? Why have you done this? Why wouldn't like? There's this artist. I forgot his name. I've talked to him. I think his name's Kevin or something. He made this beautiful map. It's called Lucas World or George Lucas World or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've
Oh
seen
my
it.
gosh, it's
Awesome.
amazing. It's amazing. It's like one artist can think of all that and make that, but it's like the most powerful company in the world. Like, wait, I don't get it, dude. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Anyways, just want to say what's up. So who's the master and who's the apprentice? Two, there are no more, no less. Darth Bane, Marka Ragnos, Frieden Nad. That's kind of like Plagueis Maul and Palpatine. 90s kid here. Dad showed me OG first, then prequels. Hey, just like me. Love them both. Don't understand the hate. And, not to get political, but I think the sequels were just SJW fanfic with the try to fix it ending. I don't know about that. I think it was just an ending that was made by a company trying to, make money, obviously, just like any company does. I mean, that's the point of having a company, I suppose. Partially the point is to be self-sufficient. But